Dukes, thank you. Tonight, residents on Madison's east side say they are concerned after a shooting scatters 80 shell casings and a stray bullet within feet of two kids. One person was arrested and now an investigation is underway. WMTV's Cameron Kelly joins us in studio. And Cameron, MPD received multiple calls about this incident.
That's right, Mark. It happened near Swanton Road and North Thompson Drive just before 7:30 Sunday night. Now, residents say they are worried about the safety of their families.
I just thank God nobody actually got hurt.
After recovering nearly 80 shell casings,
we hear the ambulance, the police outside, but we don't know what's going on.
Madison Police Department is now looking for multiple suspects and weapons.
One report I read this morning, an officer says that they got to the scene, they could hear someone yelling, "Help me, help me." Essentially, they dove under their vehicle, behind their vehicle, in order to not get caught up in this situation.
Living in the East Side neighborhood for 15 years, Richard Lund says it was alarming to hear gunshots.
The wife went around and told the neighbors that, there's been a shooting, make sure your doors and your windows are locked, because you just never know where they're going to hide.
MPD says they also discovered an SUV damaged by bullets in the middle of the street.
Parked abandoned and people ran from the scene following this incident.
A stray bullet pierced through an apartment, narrowly missing two kids.
Those involved were acting recklessly. They did not care about others that were around. They just began firing their weapons, and that's a scary thing.
Neighbors hope police learn more information about the scary night.
Somebody else sees something, they need to, to say, because we need to, protect the kids.
The investigation is still ongoing. Police say they are looking for surveillance or door footage folks may have. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 608-266-6014. Live in the studio, Cameron Kelly, WMTV 15 News.